to you because that means you're taking your business seriously and you're wanting to learn and take in the knowledge to be able to put it out in your business. So thank you for hopping on. So I have a couple things that I had specific questions on. But if you want, there is a chat section in here that you can actually send questions to that maybe you have specific questions on, or you can unmute yourself and ask questions as well, because this is really for your benefit. So if you're new and you have something specific, we can go over that. But one of the question was, how often do you follow up with potentials with no response? Basically, I am Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. You just keep doing it. And eventually they're either like, will you, like, what is wrong with you? Stop. And you're like, okay, thanks, that's all I needed. Or they're going to one day be like, thanks for never giving up on me. So just follow up. If someone has told you, I am specifically interested in this, I want to order this, that doesn't change. Something in their life might change so that maybe they can't get it in that moment that maybe they were hoping for, and maybe they're too embarrassed to say it, but just keep following up with them. Because if once you want something, you always want it. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, there have been multiple times for myself specifically that I've wanted to order something. I put it in my cart and I leave it there. And then I get email, hey, Tara, don't forget to check out. Hey, Tara, here's a 20% off code. Hey, Tara. And like you keep getting these things, and all of a sudden your Instagram and Facebook, the ads are like showing up with that thing, and you're like, ah! And then you're like, okay, I have to have it. So it's like we're doing that same thing. They want it. Okay, YouTube, but how often, Tara? What? What's that question mean? YouTube, but how often, Tara?
Okay, girl. Sorry.
Oh, you are asking specifically like how often?
Right. And YouTube with autocorrect.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And I was like, whose iPad? That is Jordan. Okay, yes, thank you for clarifying, Jordan. So how often? What I will do is when I'm talking to someone and they give me a date when they want to order or sign up, I put them in my calendar on that date. You can either pencil it in or you can put it in your phone. And then if they don't respond back to me, then I'll text them the very next day, like, hey, I never heard back from you. If I don't hear from them again, I will do it again the next day. I'll do it for a few days in a row. Then it's weekly, like every Friday on Follow Up Friday. So basically I do a lot of my follow-ups from my phone. So if someone doesn't sign up and then I get my notification, I'll just change the date for the notification for the same day, same time next day. And then I'll just change it to Friday to Friday to Friday. So then I can continue getting those follow-up notifications. Does that answer your question okay, Jordan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Perfect. I don't know how to do the thing. Sorry.
Okay. Then another question is how best to stay organized. Every single person's organization is going to look completely different, and that is okay. You have to go with what flow works best for you. I like to have a planner that I can see things in, but I also like to use my phone because my phone is always with me no matter what. And sometimes I don't always have my planner with me. So when I am doing my messaging with people, I make sure to have my planner right next to me so I can write anyone's name down that I've had a conversation with. And there are some times when I get messages back and I won't open them unless I'm next to my planner so that I can make sure that I have them written in for like a specific day. Or if they're just a potential and they didn't give me like anything specific, I'll just write their name down as a PDT, which stands for potential distributor, or PLC, which stands for potential loyal customer. And I have like a whole list, a running list of people, and I will just write the month at the top. I will just write the month at the top. So February PLCs, February PDTs, and I have a running list of it. So when we have things going on or a special, I have a whole list of people that I can run through. But yes, I definitely use my phone a lot for my organization. I just tell Siri to remind me on a date for something. But I also like to see a visual planner. But I know that there's some people near, like Jordan. She has a very unique way for her organization. She has a planner with baseball cards that she writes in on a little index card that she cuts in half and puts someone's name, and then she moves them over from day slots so that when she's looking at her thing, she knows exactly who she needs to follow up with. So however your organization works best for you, do that. In the beginning, I used to use a Rolodex index cards, but then you have so many people that's hard to keep up with. Another way that I like to stay organized, if you haven't done so yet, download the It Works Connect app. I use that when I am wanting to follow up with someone. So I also have a group called PLC, PDT. So if we have a special offer, like the business, like the $20 codes, I can go through that and send every single potential distributor in my phone a text message, and it like does it for me. Same thing with potential loyal customers. I have a whole group for them. So if we have a special offer, like I'm not always going to send them an offer for the product that we talked about, because there could be something new that came out that they would like to try too, and then they're finally going to order. So I definitely use again, I'm going to type this in here, the It Works Connect app, and that's for Android or for Apple, and it's really, really helpful. And that kind of is going to go into this next question: how do I keep up with current loyal customers? I definitely use the app. So as soon as a customer signs up, they show up in my contacts in my app under like loyal customers. So I will have my app set it up for 3 days before their next auto ship is supposed to be sent out. And then my phone, the app notifies me, hey, make sure and follow up with your loyal customer and their name. And also in the note section in the app, underneath their contact, I put what they ordered. So I don't have to like go log into my account, figure out what they ordered, or go back through text messages. It's all right there, really organized. And I set up my reminders for the next 2 months of their ordering. And that has really been helping a lot with just me being really organized. Again, what I do is I write my loyal customers in my calendar as well on the side panels. So when I go back and look through January, I can look at a glance to see who I enrolled, and I write the day next to them that they enrolled. So that helps me as well. If anyone has anything that they do differently than me, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and like give a little tip, because maybe what you do is what someone else would help them understand. Anyone? Go ahead, Jenny.
Also, another thing I have to start with, but you can print off your step to success, and you can write the loyal customers in box so that you can also keep up that, and then you can just go in the back and start writing more loyal customers and just repeat steps to success.
Exactly. So yes, I definitely recommend printing that out, and like she showed you, and then just write the month that those customers are for is really beneficial too. And then you can just keep a running tab of them for the year, so you can keep running back and looking. So those of you who are also new, you might not know this about the loyal customer program, but it was like a robot. Oh, I don't know. I guess she couldn't hear you, Jenny, but I heard you. Another thing you might not understand about the loyal customer program is every single month that they order, they get 10% back that they accrue in perk points. So a way that I like to kind of do things is once my loyal customer's 3rd month is up, I like to just let them know, hey, you have this many perk points. You can use this on whatever you want. And I tell them specifically how many they have. And once they're like, oh, okay, like, yeah, I want to order or whatever, I help them do that. And then I say, hey, would you be down with doing another 90-day challenge? We could pick maybe another product or something else for you to try. And at the end of it, I'll give you $50 in perk points, because our company, once they order for 6 months consecutively, they're going to get $50 back in their account on top of the 10% in perk points that they are going to be accruing during that time as well. That just happened to me yesterday at the end of her 3 months. I asked her that question and she was like, heck yeah, let's do it. I want the ThermoFight X. Like, I've seen everybody talking about that. So I was able to get her to order for another 3 months. When you talk to your customers and you keep contact with them and you let them know like of new special promotions and stuff that we have going on, you build a relationship. And I always shout my customers out on my Instagram, and they really appreciate it. And I've been noticing that since I've really been taking the initiative and doing more of that, that my customers are contacting me and putting me in their stories when their products come in, and they're tagging me in it. And they're kind of advertising for me because I did that to them. So it's like, again, building that rapport and that relationship, which I feel is really important. Okay, let me see. Was there another question here? Hold on just one second. Let me scroll. Efficiency hacks for this business. Okay. So someone asked if help on time-saving efficiency hacks for this business. Oh my gosh, that's like, I feel like that is such a important thing, because we get so in our own way in this business sometimes, because sometimes we have so much time that we don't use it effectively, or because we work on our phones, like we get stuck scrolling and it doesn't make us any money if we're not working our business like a business. So this is one thing that I wanted to touch on today too, and this kind of like correlates with that question. There will continuously be things in this business that you might not like to do, but just like any other job, you do things that you might not like to do because that is a part of your job description. That is what is expected of you at said job, and this is no different with you being your own boss and working from home, working from your phone. So when we tell you we do these same 5 things daily, that doesn't mean that you can just be like, oh, I don't feel like this one, and I'm just going to say I don't have time for this one, so I'm going to do these 3 today. Like, that's not the way that it works. If you want to work your business efficiently and make sure that you are giving it your all so you can get paid like a job, you have to make sure that you're fitting all 5 things in your day. So this is where I'm going to go into how to make sure that you're fitting them in and getting that time taken care of. So if you're anything like me and you have a fish for brain, you have to literally like write down your 5 things that you do every single day and like check mark them off. One of the things that you do is interacting, which is the fun part, because that's what we like to do, right? You need to set yourself a timer. So I give myself 10 minutes. I set myself a timer and I allow myself to interact on story. So what I'll do is I'll start with one, and then I'll watch a couple and then slide to the next. I don't like pop through them. I slide to the next, like a couple, comment on a slide to the next person, do that slide to the next person, because one, then their stuff is going to start showing up on mine. My stuff is going to start showing up on theirs, but I'm like treating it like it's a race. Like, how many can I get in that 10 minute time and be most effective? Okay. So, don't just sit and tap through every single one. Slide through, get as many as you can done. And one thing that Saray did before, which I really liked, is, you know how those very first few that you have are people that you interact with the most? Those are generally for us distributors, because we like to like help each other and like boost each other up. So you can save that for later in the day and scroll way over on your feed to people that you don't typically see and interact with them, but still set that 10-minute timer. And then after that 10-minute timer's up, say you have 30 minutes total to work, then set another 10-minute timer to send out as many messages as you can. And then once that 10-minute timer goes up, set another 10-minute timer and follow some people. So it shouldn't take you that long to follow people. Like for me, I can follow 60 people in like 3 minutes. And what I do once I'm done following all of those people, I go to the people that I just recently followed by going to my people that I'm following, and I scroll to where I just started, and then I start interacting. So I like and comment on them. And then if they were public and I can see their account, if they're maybe posting things that I don't like, then I can unfollow them real quick. So then that very instant, like I'm sending those friend requests out, plus I'm interacting with them to make them want to follow me back. Because I know that some people were asking, well, hey, I've sent this many friend requests out and not very many have followed me back. Make sure that you're using social media as it's intended, which means interacting with them too. And a lot of the times they will follow back. If within a couple of days they have not, go ahead and unfollow them, because how many times are we on social media? Like, let's be real, we're on it several times during the day. So they've seen your request and they might not be accepting it. So just unfollow and move on. There's also another app that you can use. It's called Captivate, and there's also followers. So I will load all the people who haven't followed me back on Friday, and I will unfollow everybody. And it's not to be mean. It's not like, so there could be people that were my friends that unfollowed me. I'm not going through and looking at anyone. I'm just letting my app do its job to keep my numbers even. Because if you look at a social media account and you have someone that has way more people that they're following than actually follow them back, what's the likelihood that you're going to want to follow that person? It's not, because you're automatically thinking like, what's up with this person? This is weird. So you want to keep your numbers either even or have the people that are following you more than the people that you're following. So you can download those apps. Followers is free. Captivate, it's a one-time charge of like $5 or something like that. I can't remember, but all of that is a tax write-off. What are the 5 things we need to be doing each day? Okay, really great question. So we want to make sure that we're posting in our feed every single day. We're posting in our story every single day. So I want you to get the mindset that your social media is not just your normal social media platform anymore. This is your job. You need to be talking about the business, talking about the products, but make it sure that your feed is still staying very much true to yourself. Like before you started It Works, that it still looks like it's you and you're not just all of a sudden an It Works billboard. Okay, so posting in your feed, posting your story, following. I follow close to 200 people a day. So I'll do like follow 60 people 3 times a day. And that takes me a few minutes at a time. It's not very time consuming. And then you want to make sure that you are sending messages and interacting. And this might not be something that you do every single day, but make sure that it's in there because it's important. It's your following ups. So you might have follow-ups every single day that you have in your calendar. But if not, Friday's generally a good day to follow up because that's when they get paid. And they're happy about it being the weekend. So that's really a good thing. So good question, Johanna. Is there any other questions? We've got a couple more minutes before we have to hop off. Let me scroll over, see if anyone's got their hands up or anything that you want to add. You're more than welcome to as well. Oh, someone sounds like they're unmuting themselves. Go ahead.
I had a question about the Mexican and Filipino market.
Right. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Saray, you're on here. Can you give us a little bit more information on that? Because you were explaining it to me really well.
Oh my gosh.
Where you go?
I look a hot mess.
So cute.
Give me 1 second. Look at this. I just put my daughter to sleep.
Mine's still up.
Okay. So, the Mexico and the Filipino market, I don't really know. It's basically the same thing. So we have the link that you can share with everybody. So it's your It Works website, .itworks.com/expansion. And then you give this to your potentials. your potentials will sign up by entering their information, and then they're going to show up on your eSuite. Basically, it looks like it's a new distributor that enrolled. They come out in your downline activity and everything. But when you click on them, everything is blank. The only thing that you're going to be able to see is just like their information. When they get a confirmation, they're going to get their own link that they can share with their potentials. And then that's how they build their own team. You can move the distributors. So depending, what I don't know for sure is how you move their distributors, but I'll get back to you guys on that. But basically that's it. Like you send out the link, everybody can sign up with it, and then they'll show up in your eSuite. As far as pricing and everything, we don't know how much it's going to be. So the way that I've been doing it is like for people in Mexico, just tell them like, hey, so I have this really good opportunity for you to join, make money right from your phone, and you can enroll right on my website. It's completely free, no commitments, and you get your own link to be able to open, like to have your team explode as well. And then when they ask about pricing, I tell them like normally here in the US it's $99, but we never know because the company's always throwing out different promotions. So I wouldn't worry about that right now. But at this point, like we can get you like to join for free. I can start with some basic training, get you ready, and then I promise you that if it is $99, the currency, like with the currency being different over there, if it is $99, like it's going to be absolutely nothing to you because your team is already going to be stacked. And so they get really excited and they have their own link. They basically make their own website. So everything is like ready to go. And then they just, they're like super excited. So I've created a chat just for them because I don't know about Philippines, but Mexico is only going to have 3 products. So I'm only training them on those products, but I'm training them how to get a team. And what that means to them, like what commissions means and stuff like that. So it's like basic training, but not, they do know that they're going to be able to sell over here in the US. So I told them that I would continue like the product training as we start developing more information, but I tell them just to keep like tabs and everything. So that's basically all about the training. But if you guys have not started enrolling, you need to, like now, because before other people do, because everybody is super excited.
That's perfect. Thank you so much,
And that's
Saray.
basically it. I know.
And I just want to piggyback on one of the things that you said. You said how, you know, they don't have to pay right now, but it won't matter because their teams are going to be kind of built. But they also have time to save up that money before it actually launches. But they're building their business in the process. So they're actually in a really, really great situation because they're getting their business already like laid out, mapped out, taught what to do. So as soon as they are able to sign up, they should have the money saved up and their business already booming. So this is really exciting. If you don't know what to say to someone in Spanish, we could always find like a YouTube video. I know that Saray has one that kind of explains the business, and then we could just send it to them and just say, if you have questions about it, please respond, like, please let me know. And then we could go from there. But if we have a video that just explains the business and what they would be doing, it's going to sign, seal, deliver. So it's pretty simple. All right, guys, thank you so much for hopping on. It's now 8:01, so we can hop off of here. But I hope everyone has a great evening. And if you have more questions, you can either send them to me directly or in the chat so we can get those addressed for you guys. But hopefully that was beneficial. Oh, hello, Tiago.
Hey, Tiago, I miss him.